Boo. What's going on Facebook Live? It's your boy Randy checking in, man. It's hump day, actually. We are almost there for those of you who actually care about how many days it takes to get to a weekend. To me, it's pretty much whenever I please. Right now, we checking in, man. I want to talk about who do you work for? What are you working for? I'm going to let a few people get in and see if we can get the number to jump. When you step into the room, man, see if you could drop where you are watching from, or, you know what I'm saying, drop your name. If you have a nickname up there, drop your name, where you're watching from, be you here on the live. Just want to see what my viewers are actually checking me out from, as I try to give you a little bit that I'm either adding to my life along my journey, or things that have helped along my journey. So I'm here to give you guys that, like I promised, every day. I moved my time to 9:30, so I hope that some of you can adjust, but that's just the way it goes. You got to make things work for you, right? Today we're talking about who you working for. What are you working for? That's the question. What are you working for? A lot of people are living just to work when you should be working to live. You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to work, coming back home. They're so drained of their energy that they can't do anything but get sleep until it's time to go back to work to pay those bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is this. I want you to look at where you work your job. If you work a regular job, and do you see yourself actually being to a position in that job that would satisfy you in the future? Like, what would satisfy you in the future in that job? Could you ever own that company that you're working for? Could you ever be general manager of that company? Where does your future lie with the job that you at? And are you happy with the idea of that right now? So the thing is, if you can't see yourself reaching a level in the company that you're in right now that would satisfy you, I'm talking about a level that would set you for life. If you can't see that in the job where you are right now, then I'm not saying quit your job, but you should be looking towards something that's going to get you there. So not saying quit your job at all, because we all need jobs to get us by. We all need some sort of stable income to get us by. But my thing is this: you need to learn how to get your finances in order and find out if your job is actually taking care of your living, or if your living is taking care of your job. Because a lot of you might not even realize that you don't even make enough money to cover your bills. And you call yourself check to check and barely making it, but you really don't have enough to even cover for the month. I mean, you got to take what's your mortgage or your rent or whatever it may be, take that and add that up, everything from your lights, your gas, to whatever you may have that you need to pay monthly, your grocery bills. Add that up, average it up, and see what that comes out to. And then start paying attention to where that extra money besides that is going to. And you need to start cutting some of that out and put in that. And if you can't put that money towards some type of education or some type of skill or something that's going to benefit you to move forward, then you need to start looking for another job that's going to be able to give you a little more income for you to do so. And that, like I said, by all means, do not quit your job. I didn't say quit your job. Unless you're just absolutely sick of it and your plan B is ready to go, do not quit your job, please. Don't you saying, well, Randy told me to quit my job if I wanted to be somebody. No, what I'm saying is, don't settle. If you are unhappy with where you are, then do not settle. Because your life purpose consists of you being happy. So finding your life purpose will consist of you being happy. Sometimes we have to stop at certain spots and stop off and get ourselves together to jump back on that path. But it's better than being on a treadmill all day. It's better than being on a treadmill through your whole workout of life. You know, so start looking into what if it's something that you love, if you have a hobby, you could be a hairstylist. You know what I'm saying? You're working at a salon, but tell me this: do you see yourself ever owning that particular salon? And I'm hoping that you are the type of hairstylist that has the idea that you want to own your own salon. You get what I'm saying? Own your own salon, because you got to look at it this way. You might be a hairstylist and love everything, love the money that you make, and love everything about your job where you work. But what if that hair salon, God forbid, were to burn down tomorrow? What if it burned down tomorrow? I'm pretty sure the owner of the hair salon is covered insurance-wise. What about you as a stylist? I mean, yeah, you say you still have clients, you can go make this and make that happen, but it's going to be an inconvenience to your clients and maybe to you too also. Now you're creating overhead for something that, it was someone else's business. Their insurance is going to take care of them. What's taking care of you? So start looking towards what's going to give you ownership. Something, it's big. Retirement is a thing of the past now, and I hope people are realizing that. Retirement It's becoming a thing of the past. And it seems to be that the only way we're going to be able to create more jobs now here in the future is to come up with a solution to create less employees. Simple as that. And what I mean by creating less employees is by people using jobs as stepping stones for them to be able to get to a position where they can create ownership. And by them being able to get to that position to create ownership, jobs open up if we keep doing it in mass. If everybody starts to open their eyes and see that a lot of these jobs that they're in, I mean, they don't look any further than the next paycheck. You need to look further down the line. So that means going home. If you're if you're one of those every weekend, you go out and you party and you celebrate your so-called victory because your week is over, you need to change that up. You need to start kicking back and saving some money. Invest in some schooling. Go to school. Pick up a trade, something that's going to further you. Because, I mean, you could be a bartender, but are you going to do that until you're 70 or what? That's the question. Are you going to be a 70-year-old bartender flipping bottles and dumping ice in glasses? Or are you going to be a 72-year-old cashier? I mean, there's nothing wrong with these jobs. But my thing is this: how long can you do them? How long will they actually serve you? You got to look at them as stepping stones. And I mean, I wouldn't want to hire someone if I owned a McDonald's and I was interviewing you. If I was general manager and I was interviewing you, and you told me that you wanted to be at McDonald's for the rest of your life, that I asked you how long do you plan to be with us, and you said forever. You want to go up in the ranks, then I mean, I appreciate that because you let me know you're going to be a loyal employee. But at the same time, your ambition and your drive is limited. I would want somebody who's creative enough to say, hey, man, I'm doing this to get myself through school. Or you feel what I'm saying? So you have to have an extra card in your pocket. You need to have a plan B extra card in your pocket. Yeah, save and work on that credit. Big rip. Yeah, Lorenzo, real talk. Me and you had a long conversation about that. Working on your credit, that's important. That's important, man. A lot of you think, I mean, why do you think you're paying double when you go to these places to get some of the things that you want? You know, I mean, these people are able to go get these things, but their credit is jacked. And they're able to go get them, but the thing about it is they're paying double. Their credit would have been able to take them to a different place, would have freed up some things. And also, not only that, I mean, business-wise, what credit can do for you business-wise. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. I saw that firsthand that I needed to work on mine. I opened one car lot and then went to open did one online, went to open the next. And, you know, they told me straight up. They was like, hey, man, you know, we understand what your credibility is as far as word of mouth. But my credit wasn't right for the amount that I needed because I had made some poor choices. You know what I mean? But that didn't stop me, though. That didn't stop me. So what I did was I found another route. I found something that interests. But my journey is so mapped out to where it was going to turn for me either way. I wasn't supposed to be in that direction anyhow. But that's a whole nother story. Get yourself together for something else, a plan B. And there's nothing wrong with working for someone, but if you don't have an end game, if your thing is going to get this, I hate seeing posts, thank God for overtime. I mean, I feel you, but you should be trying to figure out how to get less overtime, how to come into a position where you can have the right type of situation around you to where you're not depending on overtime. You know, you need to grow yourself into a level of ownership. That's where it's at. Retirement is becoming a total thing of the past. People talking about retirement is not something that's happening. People. I know people personally who have retired and are now back to work. You know, in their 60s. You know, that hurts. You know, it hurts me to see them have to. You know, and with the world being the way it is now, with everything, so everything's all internet. These 60 and 70-year-old people don't know how to get down and be as successful as a savvy millennial or you know, they don't. So it's a game of now they have to go backwards, you know, and it's crazy. So you don't want to get caught in that. You don't know what the world's going to be like 30, 40 years from now. But I guarantee you this, I would rather have some type of ownership. I'd rather have some type of ownership, whether it be something I need to sell to keep myself afloat. But I'm telling you like this, you can't sell your job. You can't sell your job, but you can sell your business. If a business decides to close its doors tomorrow, sorry about your job. You know, so you got to think about that, man. What are you working for? Are you living to work or are you working to live? And if what you're doing If your profession or your job is draining you of all of your energy, if your profession of your job is draining you of all of your energy, then you're obviously living to work. Your job is supposed to create a lifestyle for you that you can appreciate, a lifestyle that you will be satisfied with. And if that job can't do that, then that job needs to be a stepping stone. Like me working, I always felt like I look at the boss and it's like, man, I wonder how to get his position. And if I can't, I don't want to be there anymore. I have no goal. So imagine working somewhere where you can never ever, no matter how hard you try, you can never be on top. Never be on top. But with ownership, you can do so. You don't want to be the ones the one that has to figure out what to do when the doors close. You want to be the one keeping the doors open. That's what you want. That's who you want to be. Life takes some crazy turns, man. So you gotta be prepared. It's not like they always make the statement, well, who's gonna flip the hamburgers? You're right, somebody will. But I'm gonna tell you like this: that somebody needs to be using those hamburgers as a stepping stone. Those hamburgers as a stepping stone. You can hit the Walmart or wherever you need. And those aren't bad jobs. But what I'm saying is this: can you ever own Can you ever own Walmart? Can you ever own any of these places? By all means, work there. They're going to forever have employees because people are going to forever need stepping stones. But they're not going to tell you to go out and open a business because that gets rid of the idea of being an employee. Yeah, but that's real. Yeah, Rip, you can't sell your job. You can sell a business, but you can't sell your job. But you go running around telling everybody, I got the job. No, the job got you. You don't have the job got you. So don't, and that's it. And you have to always remember that. If anything, the slightest thing happens, they have a layoff. They start laying people off. There's no way that you could sleep at night knowing that your job is secure. There's no way. We have to downsize. What do you think that means? I bet the owner's not going away. Guarantee you it's not the owner. I guarantee it's going to be the people at the bottom who got a job. No, the job got you. The job got you. And you need to realize that, man. You need to realize that these things are stepping stones. Don't plant yourself in these establishments, in these places, and you're not going to ever own them. I mean, I'm just going to give it to you that plain and simple. You're not. There's no way that they're going to say, you know what, she was a great cashier and manager for 40 years. Instead of passing this my family legacy down to my son, I'm going to pass it down to Margot. She's the best employee we have. No, it does not happen that way. Never. I mean, they have movies where it happens. It's not happening. It's not happening in real life. And if it happens, it's one in that billion. It is. So you need to remember, man, always use your jobs as a stepping stone, man. Use them as stepping stones until you can get to some level of ownership. And I'm telling you this, and a lot of people say, man, I don't know what I want to own. Man, start digging into what you love. What do you like? What do you love? Start seeing what that is. And if you love it and it makes you happy, man, I'm telling you, so much is going to come out of it because you're going to put so much of you into it. When you go to your job every day, a lot of people I see getting on Facebook, they lag and they hate it. Gotta go clock in, get this money. The idea of getting the money is the only reason why you go to your job. That's it. The idea of getting the money is the only reason why you go to your job. In that case, that lets me know right there that you don't love your job. You love the money. The job got you. You don't got a job. And that's right, I said it. You don't got a job. The job got you. So man, I mean, it's just as simple as that. A lot of people, like, they get wrapped up in that. And you gotta be looking. You gotta have an end game, and that doesn't mean. I mean, all of us have the perfect business. All of us have the slap perfect business right now. But guess what? None of us are working it. So therefore, you and that business that you have is nothing more than a dream. And I mean, you got to go to sleep to get to that. So what can you do while you're awake? What can you go touch? Huh? What can you make happen while you're awake, while your mind is on it? Those things can actually happen. You don't think of those things just because you need some type of entertainment. Those things don't pop into your mind for you to be entertained. Those things are in your mind for you to grow them. Those are seeds. It's like, oh, those are green beans. I don't like green beans. Oh, those black eyed peas. Oh, I don't like black eyed peas. You get to pick and choose these seeds, man, and create the environment for them to grow. That's what you get to do. But if you sit back and just go get your job, I mean, there's nothing wrong with going to get your job. Matter of fact, you should be smiling, slap happy at your job because you know this job is pushing you towards what you want. That's what you should be about your job. That's what you should be about your job. Happy that it's pushing you to what you want. And like I said, you break your finances down, you find out what it is that you're spending money on that you know that's unnecessary. And it's usually you breaking down your habits. Break your habits down and find out what they're really costing you. Find out what they're costing you. And if you can't, and if it's not leaving you, and if it's not leaving you with anything that can help you move forward, I guarantee you that those habits are costing you more, too much. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you they're the reasons why you can't move forward. I guarantee you that that job can move you to something better, at least get you enough into your pocket or into your bank account for you to drive something into the pocket. At least get something going, whether it be education, whether it be some type of schooling, so whether it be, what's going on, Rochelle? Good to see you, man. What's going on, Vincent? I see all of y'all in the building. I'm just going on this right now because I see so many people that like to stay stuck in their jobs, you know, and there's no reason for that. There's no reason for being stuck in your job, man. You're not stuck. Yeah, go visit. Visitation is lovely. Go visit these jobs and pick up these skills. Learn what it's like to see how businesses work because you're right there on the ground floor of those businesses. But let those businesses bring you somewhere. Let them take you somewhere. You know, don't settle in. You don't want that gold watch in 30, 40 years. You don't want that gold watch, man. Get off the gold watch. Go buy 100 gold watches. Go own your own business, buy 100 gold watches, and retire your employees if you want. But don't retire from somebody else's job. And you might, a lot of people might say some people, that's all we have. So what? That's because you're thinking that way. Stop thinking that way. And yeah, I'm being this way now because I know what it takes you to be uncomfortable and for you to stretch yourself. The first thing you want to do whenever a can walks in the room is cup of tea. You know what that means? Whenever a can walks in the room, you want to give it a cup of tea. An apostrophe T. I can't. That I'm so scared I can't. You know, you got to start facing it and rolling with it. Quit being, the reason why you're not where you want to be is because you're afraid of where you want to be. In reality, you're afraid because you've never been there. You struggled so long to get to where you are and you're comfortable now. You're afraid to remove yourself from a comfortable position. You have to. You have to. It can't be too comfortable if you're wanting more. If you're wanting more, you have to move yourself from this comfortable position. You have to. And that's bottom line. So quit screaming you got a job. The job got you. Use these jobs as stepping stones and move forward into something greater. Move forward into something greater, man. And also on top of that, let me give you another one. You know, I give it to you every day, every time I talk. It's the food you put in your body, baby. And that's still real. Let me tell you why. Because a lot of you don't even have the right attitude because of the foods that you consume. It's hard for you to even think clear enough. And a lot of you are sick and spending a lot of money on healthcare because of the foods that you're putting in your body, and you don't even realize it. A lot of us don't realize what our health and wealth go hand in hand, and that is the solid truth. Even if you were to build a business and grow in this business, how long are you going to be around to even enjoy the fruits? How long are you going to be around to even be able to enjoy those fruits? So you have to start taking care of your body also. Once you start taking care of your body and becoming a better person, you'll want better things for that better person you became. You'll want that. You won't get off of your job that you have and go get and then you go get that greasy meal, and then all you want to do is go home and watch reality TV where somebody else is living the life that you want. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then by all means, pay rent, stay in that same apartment, keep paying that car note. Don't get behind by all means, because then that's a back set. You're gonna be set back. So make your mind up on what you want to do. Would you rather struggle to come up, or would you rather get out here and make something happen? I mean, not struggle to come up. Would you rather struggle, or would you rather struggle to come up and make something happen in your life? Think about that, man. I'm gonna jump off. I just want to jump on and tell y'all that, man. Who are you working for? Think about it, and what are you working for? Are you living to work, or are you working to live? You should be working to live, and it shouldn't feel like work. Stay blessed, stay humble. Y'all have a good one. Good night.